Hey guys, my name's Alex Parham. Usually when you come to this channel, what you find are independent reviews by someone who has been looking at boat design since he was like 4 years old and they were sailboats. This is different. I am a 7 or 8 year veteran of the NRS team. It's a company I'm passionate about. I chose NRS when I had other options because I believe in them, and I'm gonna be biased in this one, but I can still give you a lot of information and a lot of the whys for some of the features in the suits. So I've got 2 of my suits behind me, and I'm just gonna start discussing so that you can get a crash course if you're buying. So when you buy a dry suit, there are a couple things that you have to consider. First of all, are you getting a front entrance? So the zipper goes across like this, or are you getting a suit where the zipper is straight across the back of the shoulders? People hem and haw. I don't really think there's a performance difference. I prefer the front zip because I'm self-reliant and I don't have to ask anybody for help to get in and out of my suit. The other thing that you have to look at and have to consider, and really comes down to the price point, the function of the suit, is the material. So this is Gore-Tex Pro, the creme de la creme, and you only have 2 companies right now in the industry that have access to it, which is NRS and Kokatat. This fabric is what I've been wearing for a really long time, and I actually told NRS when these were first rolling out that I was okay with this. I could keep running this suit if somebody else needed to get to Gore-Tex first. This is Eclipse. It comes in a 3-layer and a 4-layer. It is worth getting the 4-layer. It is much more breathable. You'll notice that it's very thin, it's very light, and what I love about this material is it stays really light. Even as the suit ages and the water starts to soak in the material. Now I said soak in, not through. It will still be dry. All of these suits will start to wet out, but they will still be dry. This material is amazing about staying light and not absorbing much moisture. By comparison, the Gore-Tex, when I crumple it, you can tell it's thicker, it's more just durable feeling. Although I have to say, I've beaten the bejesus just savagely out of Eclipse, and I've never torn a suit. In terms of how they age, this suit is from a couple years ago. This suit has 1 season on it. I do not baby my stuff. If anything, I go out of my way to beat the snot out of it because I want to find out if there's something wrong with it before you do. That being said, I have never torn a suit. I've never had a leaky suit. I do blow a gasket now and again, but that is part of the game. Blowing gaskets is just gaskets. Now, one of the things you'll notice with both of these suits is we have gotten away from hook and loop, aka Velcro attachments. There isn't stuff at the neck or the wrists and the ankles and the... No, you have a single adjustment right here where your skirt attaches because that's all you need. At some point, it just makes the suit heavier, more cumbersome. It doesn't flex the same way. So when you see these suits, less is actually more for us. This is a team decision. And again, one of the reasons I love NRS is they listen to us, we have input, and we get to help you guys get better gear. If you're shopping for these right now, one of the things you'll notice is that the brand new Eclipse level suits are out. And they now have the exact same cut as my Axiom Gore-Tex Pro. What does that mean? Is it worth the money? Yes. So one of the things you'll notice with the new ones is if you look right there around the torso, it's a little shorter, there's less bulk, and it just got rid of stuff in the old design that makes the suit much more comfortable, much less bulky, because if you think about it, you got your PFD, your suit, your skirt, your underlayers, your bottom underlayers, all of that stuff meeting right at your tummy. So the more of that we can get rid of, the more it feels like you're just paddling naked, and it just makes everything better. One of the things I hate about dry suit season is you jump in the boat and you just feel kind of rigid, like, you know, a kid in too many layers of jackets and stuff that their mom put 47 coats on them because it's cold out, right? Like, you just can't move anymore. So by removing all this material, we give you that freedom back. The other thing that you'll notice is that the shoulder placement and all of that, I don't know what magic they worked in there, but I have big, broad, chunky shoulders, and I very often am not comfortable in most suits, and sometimes have to go up a size just to be comfortable and have a full range of motion. In these suits, again, it is the closest to paddling naked, and I've used so much gear. It's truly incredible. Case in point, for some of the stuff that we did away with that was unnecessary to just make a better suit, are these strappy doos down at the feet, right? Cinching this isn't really accomplishing anything, but we can do the same thing with a little bit of bungee, and that just makes getting in and out of the suit thoughtless. There's one less thing to forget, one less thing to be flapping around when you're swimming. It just makes the experience better, simpler, and less cumbersome. And that has just been the overall aesthetic and feel of the new suit. I mean, you can just see the way that it's tapered and cut, everything about it, even though these are the exact same size. The new suits that we've put out are just on another plane. They're absolutely fantastic. I really honestly enjoy paddling in the cold much more than I used to. Now, I will be really honest. There is no doubt that a huge part of the reason that I'm enjoying paddling in the cold more than I used to is because of the Gore-Tex. I was a holdout forever. And if we're being honest, what it came down to was money. Didn't want to spend the extra, didn't understand what the point was, and I didn't really want to find out. It did, you know? But what I will say is that now on the back side of all of that, owning Gore-Tex, it is utterly incredible. Yes, this suit is still totally dry, but is it as comfortable as this suit? No, it's not. And what does that come down to? Clamminess, humidity, I don't know. Again, this suit is just as close as it gets to paddling naked when it's cold out, in pajamas maybe. I don't know, it's just freaking great. I have this vivid memory of being at Bus Eater the very first day that I wore this suit. I just stood up on the rocks over Bussy, and it's like a crazy windy place. There's so much going on. And in the middle of that, I wasn't focused on seeing minibus for the first time after spending 15 years waiting to go there, even though it's 3 hours from my house. I was just focused on the fact that I could feel the breeze, like, through my suit, but not through my suit. I could feel the wicking happening in real time. I could feel that I was sweating, but I could feel that the clamminess was also being replaced with clean, dry air. I don't know if it's just totally anecdotal or if it's a fact, but it does seem like my gear is less smelly. I'm definitely less sweaty. And just everything about paddling in the shoulder season, in the off season, has gotten better, because I usually am paddling not in anything with a gasket in it because I don't need to. So for me, paddling a gasketed piece of gear because it's cold out is not as fun. And it's that barrier that makes me kind of want to, like, maybe do something else. Not with this suit. So for that extra bit of money that you're going to spend, you are actually going to use all of your other gear so much more because you're going to enjoy your time on the water. I'm sorry that this video wasn't as informational and kind of dry and whatever, and it was just basically me glowing about a thing I love. But if you haven't seen what NRS has been putting out in the last 3-4 years, you're missing out, and there's so much more to come. This is something to keep an eye on. The prices are where they should be. That is a huge part of what I love about this company. You are getting a lot of bang for the buck every single time, and there is so much thought and so much effort, and there are real people like me, like the rest of the team, like the rest of the company, who have a passion for this gear and are trying to make it better all the time. So check it out if it isn't already on your list, and I hope you enjoy it. Oh, and no one asked me to make this. NRS doesn't know I'm making this. This is just a person who's passionate about it doing it. I just realized that there is no better explanation of my obsession with being both warm and unrestricted at the same time as the fact that I just shot this wearing sweat shorts by North Face. Sweat shorts.